Hola, buenos dias. Me llamo Myrtle, and thank you for this opportunity of sharing with you. We have been praying for you in our prayer meetings. We have been praying for Esteban and his family, and for you as a church. We've been praying for South America in this whole pandemic, and thank you for your prayers for us. We miss Esteban greatly, and we were really blessed by having him in our church in Northern Ireland for 1 year. It's my privilege and my responsibility and my joy to be a chaplain in 2 of the local hospitals, and our lockdown started in the beginning of March, and at the beginning of March we were no longer allowed on the wards for routine visits, so we had to change the way we worked, and we set up some packs that the nurses could use on the wards with patients who were very ill or were dying. So in the packs we put laminated sheets with Psalm 23 on, or Psalm 121. We put in suitable prayers that the nurses could pray with the patients. We put in little holding crosses, or for our Catholic patients we put in rosary beads. We also made up packs for other faiths with their end-of-life prayers. So those were all sent to the wards to resource the staff there. We were on call 24 hours for emergency calls, and if we were called to an amber area, we got certain PPE, personal protective equipment, or if we were called to a red area, we had other equipment that we had to wear. We were also on the phone line so that the nurses could hold the phone to a patient's ear, and we could pray with them over the phone and read some verses of scripture. So that was our response for patients, for relatives and patients who were maybe not as ill and more able. We set up a 7-day-a-week telephone line that patients, staff and relatives could ring if they just wanted to chat, if they wanted somebody to pray with them, or they needed some help. So the chaplains man that 7 days a week, that telephone line. Also, I'm speaking to you from our temporary quiet room, or temporary church in the hospital. We moved our quiet room into the area where all the staff would be, having food and relaxing and just taking time out. So we were in the middle, and we still are in the middle of that area. Staff can drop in at any time. We man it at certain times of the day. And we also have a prayer time Monday to Friday every morning from 9 till 10 if staff want to be part of that. We also printed lots of resources for staff, prayers for the beginning of a shift, prayers for the end of a shift, and little booklets of helpful verses and prayers for the staff. We also printed materials for the non-COVID patients who were in with more normal things, so they could use those. At this stage of the pandemic, thankfully and thank God, our death rate hasn't been as much as feared, and we're beginning to come out of the pandemic. So we're praying that we'll be allowed back onto the wards again soon to see the patients and to see the staff in a better environment. So that's a big prayer point for us. We were also, during the time, we were part of an ethics committee and a bereavement committee that we could advise and help on those committees as well. Just that, with past experience of dealing with relatives who are bereaved and coping with them, they asked the chaplains to help on those. So thank you for your prayers. Thank you for this opportunity. We'll continue to pray for you and pray God's blessing on you and on your church and on your country. Qui Deus te bendiga. Is that right? God bless you all, and thank you.